how are you? Hi, this is Tim with Vanderbilt Financial Solutions, and today we're going to talk about business credit. The bank won't return my call. Now, what do I do? Um, well, let's kind of, I'm going to talk about a few things here: self-evaluation, underwriting, lack of information, maybe it's your fault, plus alternative sources. Let's take them one by one here. Self-evaluation. When you submitted that loan, you needed to ask yourself, did I have a chance, or did I not have a chance, or was I just kind of throwing the dice, throwing my hat in the ring to see if I could possibly get the money? You know better than probably anybody else if your credit's bad, if your credit is good, how it is, if there's any dings on your credit, and if there's anything on there that maybe the underwriter or the bank or whoever's looking at it is going to take a look and go no or yes. So you've got to, kind of do a little self-evaluation and ask yourself, am I realistic in terms of when I submitted this information? Did I provide them all the information? Do I have good credit? Is there something there that maybe that I was missing, or maybe do I even have enough credit? Sometimes that may be the case. Second of all, underwriting. For those of you who don't know what underwriting is, when you submit your information to a loan officer, the loan officer turns around, submits it to what's called the underwriting department. Underwriting department basically takes a look at all your information, verifies your information, make sure it's accurate, make sure that there's no misrepresentation, there's no funny stuff going on, make sure that you meet the guidelines, make sure that you meet the regulations that are basically going on right now in the lending world. With the underwriting, very, very difficult to talk to those folks. Chances are you'll never ever talk to an underwriter because they live in their own little world. It's very difficult actually for even a loan officer to actually talk to an underwriter. A lot of times there's a go-between, which is called a processor, and the processor talks to the underwriter, and they themselves have very little access to the underwriter. So sometimes they get stuck in underwriting for whatever the case may be, and which kind of leads me to the third thing, which is lack of information. Lack of information is the number one reason why loans don't go through. Because here's the thing: when you go to a bank, the first thing they ask to see is your information, your financial records. If they're not accurate, if there's something missing, if it's just all not there, it's going to get stuck in underwriting because it goes from the loan officer to the loan processor to underwriting. Once it's in underwriting, if there's missing information or something's going on, they're going to take your information and they're going to set it to the side and they're going to look at other files. Okay, and then when they get to it, which may be a day or two, then they're going to kind of trickle down the requirement of information they need from you, basically going from the processor to the loan officer, and then to you, which may be a couple of days, and then you need to get that information, so it's going to take you some time. So by the time that information gets to that underwriter, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, because let's say they finally get the information and they go on vacation, or they get sick that day, or they have some sort of training. Who knows? Bottom line, lack of information is the number one reason why loans don't get through. And seriously, guys, if you want money from a bank, if they need information, get it to them. Make sure, in fact, you should even, I've said it before in my other videos, if you've seen my other videos, make sure you have all your financial records intact before you even submit the information. Okay, so again, go to an accountant, tell them what you're looking to do. You're looking to get a loan. You want to put all everything, cross the T's, dot the I's, all your ducks in a row kind of thing, and get them that information so that way if there's anything that they do need, it could be very minimal, and you get to them. That what kind of goes with lack of information is actually the follow through, basically. If they request something and you get it to them, make sure that the loan officer got it, make sure that the processor got it, make sure that the underwriting got it. Okay? make sure that if you sent an email, a fax, left a voicemail, whatever the case may be, make sure it got to the proper hands, because otherwise, if it doesn't and it sits in somebody's box somewhere and you're waiting, it could be precious time that you need in order to do what you need to do to accomplish your goals, when it's just been sitting there the whole time, and all somebody had to do was just walk over there, grab it out of the box because maybe somebody didn't know, or whatever the case may be, or maybe the email got lost, whatever. I don't know. Make sure whenever you send information, you do a follow-up through. The fourth thing, sometimes, guys, it's just not your fault. The lending guidelines right now are just too tough. And unfortunately, a lot of loans aren't going through. Maybe you don't have enough business credit, or you don't have enough whatever it takes to get that business credit. Also, try 10 different banks, and if they're all saying the same different thing, again, you know what? Maybe all the lending guidelines are just too difficult. Right now, there's a lot of money out there, but it's just not being given out because the lending guidelines are just too tough. Maybe you don't have a couple of enough years or something. I don't know, whatever the case may be. The fifth thing, be open-minded to alternative sources for business credit. Again, here's the thing. You have a business. Your business needs to, be open tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So if that bank says no, if all those banks say no, you need to be open-minded to alternative sources. You got to make sure that, that if you need that money for whatever reason, that you can basically open your mind and say, hey, look, you know what? This is what it's going to be used for. Yeah, the terms may be different. It may be kind of not what I'm used to, but the bottom line is I need money. When I talk about alternative sources, I'm talking about other people, let's say other business owners, let's say credit card receivable loans, business cash advances, merchant account loans, that kind of thing. Be open-minded. So again, you got to make sure that you evaluate what's going on. Did you give them accurate records? And was your credit good to begin with? Underwriting, sometimes, guys, it gets stuck in underwriting. There's not much you can do there. Lack of information. Get them the information before you even submit it. Anything to anybody. Make sure you give them enough information. Also, to tie along with that is going to be the follow-through. And then fourth, again, it's not your fault sometimes. It's just too tough. And last but certainly not least, alternative sources. Make sure you're open-minded to that. Visit some of my other videos that I have on business financing. A lot of good information. Visit our blog. A lot of good tips and ideas and information. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. My name is Tim. We are Vanderbilt Financial Solutions. And as always, thanks for your time today, and you make it a good one.